Hello viewers and welcome back to Goalcourt TV. If you're new to the channel, kindly subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so every time we upload a new video, you'll be the first to get notification. On Goalcourt TV, we upload a lot of interesting and trending videos almost daily, so you sure want to be a part of us. Also, don't forget to like, share and comment. The Alake of Egbaland has tackled the popular Yoruba activist Chief Sunday Igboho and others and warns against calls for Nigeria's break-up. The Alake of Egbaland, Oba Adedotun Gbadebo, has appealed to those calling for Nigeria to break up to shelve the idea. The monarch warned that those beating the drum of war in Nigeria are calling for chaos in the country and in Africa at large. Oba Gbadebo spoke when he played host to the national president of the Oba Gbadebo spoke when he played host to the national president of the National Road Transport Employers Association of Nigeria, Musa Maitakobi, the chairman of RTEAN in Ogun State, Titilayo Akibu, and most other members of the association in its palace in Abeokuta. The visit was part of activities marking the first anniversary of Akibu as the state chairman of RTEAN in Ogun State. Alake's statement was against the declaration of Yoruba Nation and Southwest secession from Nigeria by the popular Yoruba activist Chief Sunday Igboho, otherwise known as Sunday Adeyemo. The monarch said Nigeria could not afford to go through another civil war, stressing that no country in the world will be willing to have over 250 million Nigerians as refugees. The monarch said Nigerians, irrespective of their tribe, political or religious afflictions, must work together for the country's greater good. Alake said if Nigeria fails as a country, the entire black race has failed, insisting that Nigeria is better as one united nation than breaking up. He said in a report by Punch, Nigerians, wherever we go in Nigeria, we must see ourselves as nationals of the same country, people of the same blood. We must work together to make Nigeria great, because we must not fail. Nigeria must not fail. If Nigeria fails, the black race has failed, and may it never happen. Where will over 250 million people go to? He continued. If they enter the next country, we will eat all their foods within 2 days. There will be no food for anybody in that place again. That is why we must remain where we are and make Nigeria work and work well. Well, those were the words of the Alake of Egbaland. What do you think about his statements? The Alake of Egbaland is a revered monarch, not just in Yoruba land, not just in Abeokuta, but all over Nigeria. So, in response, I need to be careful and I need to pick my words wisely and carefully. Firstly, in response to Alake, he has called, for Nigerians, especially the Yorubas, to shove the idea of breaking away from Nigeria and to work together, with other Nigerians to make Nigeria great. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. We have been, facing the same challenges for decades, and still nothing has changed, nothing has improved, because the way Nigeria as a country has been set up itself is fraudulent. This contraption called Nigeria has been doomed, from the start. Because let's face it, we just have so many differences, so many different ideologies, religions, tribes, ethnicity, so many problems. There's so many problems that even Nigerians, we don't understand, the extent of our problems. For a revered monarch such as the Alake of Egbaland, calling for one Nigeria at a time where his people, his citizens, the Yoruba people are under siege, from other tribes in Nigeria. They have been under siege for decades. At such a delicate time, it's not really helping matters at all. Because let's face it, a lot of our monarchs in Nigeria, have been deemed not to be acting in the interest of their subjects. There's been allegations that most traditional monarchs in Nigeria are only after their own selfish interests and after their own pockets. So at the time, like this, where Yorubas are under siege, they are under threat on their own lands, they have been killed, they have been raped, they have been turned to refugees in their own land. At a time such as this, to be airing this kind of comments is not very, very helpful. And I don't think a lot of Yorubas will take it lightly at all. So it's very, very imperative that our monarchs are seen to be acting in our best interest and not to utter any statements which, is against the popular train of thought and the popular sentiments shared by majority of Yoruba citizens. Because let's face it, Nigeria has never worked as a country. There's so much corruption. There are high rates of unemployment. There's high rates of crime, insecurity. There are no basic amenities. And we have been saying the same thing decade after decade. We've all made a lot of broadcasts. We've all published videos. I mean, nothing has changed, and nothing, I'm afraid, is ever going to change, because the way Nigeria has been set up itself, the old apparatus, the establishments, the industries, the way, the elite have taken over the key strategic positions in different areas of government as well. There's no way Nigeria is going to work, with its present setup, unless we just deceiving ourselves. So it's very, very imperative that our monarchs, especially our paramount rulers, our first-class obas, are seen to be acting, or seen to be acting in our best interest. I know it's very difficult for a monarch to call, for war, or lead his people to war, and ask them to break up from Nigeria. But let's face it, Nigeria is not working, and is no, especially for not just for the Yorubas, because let's face it, there are other ethnic groups as well. There are other tribes that are crying out as well. There are other ethnic groups that are crying out, for separation as well, for them to be able to govern themselves, because they know Nigeria is not working. Things are not done fairly. I need to be very careful with my words, because the key resources in the country, a country such as Nigeria, a country blessed with such human resources, natural resources, the resources are being shared by the elites, like a few people from a certain ethnic group are controlling the affairs of the country, while the majority of the country are wallowing in abject poverty. I mean, in the country of more than 200 million people, like 70% or more of the population are living below the rate of poverty. I mean, this is just very, very sad. So how long can we continue to deceive ourselves? How long can we continue to preach this one nation, one Nigeria gospel, which we all know will never work and will never favor the ordinary suffering Nigerians? Let's face it, a lot of monarchs are living in relative comfort. I mean, they have access to security, they have access to drinking water, they have their generators, standby in case there's power outage. So, like a lot of them, it's difficult for them to know what the average Nigerian is facing daily. Like having is a struggle to put food on the table, and it's even a struggle to even guarantee your own safety. A lot of Yoruba people have now been turned to refugees in their own lands. People are coming from outside to kill, to maim, to rape. I mean, it's just really sad, that Yoruba people are now going to neighboring countries to seek refuge, to seek safety, because they have been persecuted, and they have been, constantly put under siege in their own, on their own lands, in their own communities. And we cannot just fold our arms and continue to say, one Nigeria, let's make things work, when we know fully well that the way things have been set up is simply not going to work. So I urge all our traditional leaders in Yoruba land to rise up and, fight for our cause as Yoruba people, to stand up in unity, to stand up with one voice and to speak with one voice. This is not the time, to have differences. This is not the time to speak against the common sentiments shared by the majority of Yoruba people. I mean, enough is enough. This is the time that our traditional leaders, whether they are first-class rulers, whether they are second-class kings, whether they are paramount rulers, they all need to stand together now. They need to rise up and bury their differences and, speak out in favor of their subjects. Anyways, I'll catch you on another video. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.